Again, my name is Larry Walters, and I'm running for mayor. I think Mayor Curtis has done some wonderful things to help people in Provo feel good about living in Provo. I have the sense that there's a lot of energy, there's a lot of excitement about the downtown area, and there's just a better sense of optimism. And I would hope that we can continue that. But I think there's also some things that we need to change. As I've looked around and talked to neighborhoods, my sense is that Mayor Curtis has neglected neighborhoods a bit more than he should have, more than I would like at any rate. I think that we need to elevate the role of neighborhoods in the city decision-making, involve them earlier on in the decision-making processes and in the execution of our city programs. That's one thing that I would change. I would strengthen and elevate the role of neighborhoods. I think the other thing that should change is he's made some great efforts to try to address our infrastructure shortfall. As you can tell, if you drive around town and encounter all of the construction, a lot of it is city projects where we're trying to upgrade and maintain our infrastructure. I think that's an essential thing for us to do. But I think the way we funded it is not sustainable. We have to revisit the way we fund that infrastructure and come up with new strategies that don't put all of the burden on utility users, but also look then at other sources and other options for sharing the burden equitably, making sure that we are making the adequate investments as well. I think the other thing that we need to do is shift the focus a bit for city programs. I think the mayor and the city council need to cooperate better. There's been, I've worked with the city budget committee over the past 4 years, and there's been a fair amount of tension between the mayor and the council on a number of issues. That needs to change. We need a better spirit of cooperation, but we need to focus our efforts on achieving results. We need to accomplish the goals that we have. Thank you. I think it's my turn to go first. Again, I'm Larry Walters, and I think this is a really good question about the West Side. And first of all, let me say that I think that the planning principles that have been articulated for the West Side is a great document. That's only part of the story. The other part of the story is the city's role in making sure that you have adequate services, adequate infrastructure, to partner with those principles to make sure that the development that happens really meets the needs now and going forward. The third partner in all of that, though, has to be the landowners. And I think one of the mistakes that we often make is thinking about planning and development on a parcel-by-parcel basis. And you have some areas over here that really merit a broader view, a more integrated view. There are tools that exist that are used elsewhere in the world that we could use here, that bring landowners together in partnership with the community and the neighborhood to say, okay, what is it that we want? Where is the infrastructure going to go? What kind of development is going to be placed where? And the result of that is that everybody wins. I'm against the use of eminent domain. I don't think we need to do that. I think there are ways that we can bring people together to cooperate and find a win-win solution on this development. So my vision for developing on the West Side is to foster that kind of cooperation, that kind of joint vision between the neighborhood, the landowners, prospective developers, and the city in terms of meeting the goals that you've articulated in that document, but also meeting the infrastructure needs and the development growth. Thank you. Again, my name is Larry Walters, and I'm running for mayor. On water conservation, which I think was the question, it seems to me that there are two elements of it. First of all, we have to take care of the resource that we have. I've been on the city's budget committee now for 4 years. One of the things that the budget committee asked the Public Works Department was, do we have adequate water rights for Provo now and into the future? We never got a straight answer to that question. They didn't know for sure. We asked the question, what's the difference between the amount of water we put into the system and the amount running through the meters? They hemmed and they hawed. They couldn't answer that question. Part of the reason is that our storage is set up in such a way that when our springs produce more water than the city actually use, we actually put it into the river. this wonderful water just goes right into the river. So one of the things we need to do as a city is look at our storage, look at our leakage system in the system. As a city, we need to get our house in order. Then we need to incentivize appropriate use on the part of the citizens and the businesses. This is going to happen as we move to a tiered rate structure. We just need to make sure that we get the right tiers and the right rate structure. On the energy side, I'm proud to be able to say I have been an advocate of solar power for over a decade. I was one of the first people to install solar panels on my roof when Provo started to allow net metering in 2007. Okay. We are still one of the homes in the city that routinely generates more power than we use over the course of the year. I'm committed to alternative energy sources. I understand it, I've lived with it, I've advised Travis Ball and the Energy Department on how to tweak their system so that it's more beneficial for solar users. That conversation is a long way from being done. There's a lot more to talk about, and I'll look forward to leading those discussions. Thank you. I'm Larry Walters. I'm running for mayor. I appreciate you being here. And what I can offer as mayor is, first of all, I'm not a politician. This is not something that I aspire to do. I have no aspirations for other office. This is not a stepping stone. I'm a public servant. That's what I've done my entire career. I bring international experience, international insights, and experience that will benefit Provo as it faces the challenges in the next 4 years.